Hi guys, it's me. So I'm just going to do a really quick update because I'm going to make a whole lot of new videos. I'm going to have one about trying to conceive number 2, and I'm going to have another one about trying to lose weight and stuff like that. So first of all, I'd like to just quickly do an update on life, because we've gone through quite a bit in the last couple of months. We've had an uncle who has had multiple heart attacks and had a stent put in during surgery. We've had one grandmother that has gone downhill dementia wise, so she's gone into a home. We had it's hard to say whether it was a chemical pregnancy or just an early miscarriage or whatever, but in June I had a really light period that lasted for 3 days, and I thought it was a bit odd to start with, but didn't really think anything of it because it was, right on time with the 30 days. But then 4 days later I started bleeding really heavily, and I had a bit of cramping too, which I don't normally get now since I've had Charlotte. So I went to the doctor and he did some blood tests and stuff and said, yeah, you're pregnant, but the levels aren't so great, so we'll try it again. And sure enough, they were going down. So he basically said it's like a really early miscarriage. So we basically we've moved on from that now. So I don't actually cry when I talk about it. But yeah, so moving on from that real quick, like 2 weeks ago was the biggest drama of all of them. My dog Cody, he's a purebred border collie. He was almost 4 years old. He bit my daughter in the face. He bit her sort of like this and split her lip in the corner here. I'll insert some pictures at the end of this video. I don't want to put any before pictures because that's kind of, I think it's for her to decide whether she wants to make that sort of thing public. But I have some of the hospital stay pictures on Facebook, so I kind of figure there's not much difference there. Anyway, so as you can imagine, blood was gushing everywhere and I was freaking out. And so we just called an ambulance because our local hospital is a 40-minute drive away. So we called an ambulance and they came and basically took me straight away in the ambulance. And Matthew had rushed home. He was at a funeral at the time. So he rushed home to come in the ambulance with us as well. As we were driving out in the ambo, the dog pound or dog control and a policeman came onto the property, and later we found out that the police had commanded that dog control seize our dog. So he was taken to the dog pound, awaiting for us to sign him over basically to be destroyed. We couldn't get anywhere with the surgery that late at night, because we went up to Palmy and we were there for about 5 hours waiting for them to put an IV line in, so we could transfer to the Hutt hospital, which was another 2 hours back the other direction in the country. So we drove down there ourselves. So it took about 2 hours to drive there, so we arrived at about midnight that night, and of course that's far too late for a surgeon to do any work, so she was scheduled for first thing in the morning. So it was about 8:30, I think, when they came and got her, or got us, from our room. She wasn't allowed any breastfeed or anything, and that was by far the most hardest thing I've ever done, because when she wants it, she wants it. There's just no way around it. But yeah, so Matthew had to sort of take over and just like put up with her screaming, because if I'd stayed there, she would have just kept grabbing at me all night, and none of us would have slept. So anyway, yeah, first thing in the morning, the surgeons came and got us and took us down to theatre in the plastics unit in the Hutt hospital. They told us she'd be about half an hour. I found it really hard to accept that she was going to be put under a general anaesthetic, and of course there's risks with any anaesthetic, and that freaked me out so bad that I couldn't go with her into theatre. Matthew put on his scrubs and stuff, and went and held her hand until she fell asleep. The surgery actually took, I think it was almost 2 hours by the time I actually went down and got her out of recovery. So it was kind of freaking us out that it was taking so long. We were worried that maybe she'd had too much blood loss, because I'm a bleeder, and stuff like that, but turns out it was all good. It was just what they needed to do, you know. I counted the stitches, and I think she had 10 or 12 stitches. It's basically like a fork shape, sort of 3 lines, one up, one out, and one down, is how they've sewed it back together. And I couldn't get over how brave she was. She was absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe it. It was like nothing had happened. She was out in their playroom, playing around, running around, chasing out with other kids and everything. But we had to stay that night, and I think the following night as well. Yeah. No. I can't even remember now. We were 3 days, I believe, in hospital anyway, yeah, because it happened on a Monday and we came home the Wednesday, so we stayed 2 nights. So yeah, the night it happened and the night after the surgery, so yeah, 1 more night. As she was on antibiotics through her IV, which she hated, like any kid would, but probably not as much as she hates the fact that we've been shoving them down her throat 3 times a day, 2 different types, for the past 2 weeks. But yeah, and she's just had her post-op, 2-week post-op check 2 days ago, and everything's looking awesome, so I'm really, really pleased with that. And we don't see the surgeon again until the 28th of September for her final sort of check of how everything's healed up and all that. But then going on, of course, we got home on the Wednesday. Literally as we walked in the door, we got a phone call from the pound saying, look, you need to do something about your dog. No compassion whatsoever. We've had so many issues with them, charging fees, changing their mind. I'm not going to go right into it because it's all been cleared. They've wiped the fees and stuff. But yeah, so we got home Wednesday. Thursday we decided we'd go and get him, or they decided we'd go get him and take him ourselves to the vet centre to be euthanized, whatever you want to call it. I've recorded this video so many times so that I don't cry. I'm trying to think of other things funny so that I don't cry, but bear with me. But yeah, so we took him for a quick walk around the block, gave him heaps of treats, took lots of photos, and I'll put some of them at the end of the video as well. I took a paw print cast and all that stuff. So we took him in and put him down, and we got him back. We asked for him to be cremated so that we could bring him home. So we got him back the following Thursday, I think, because we took forever to figure out what we wanted to put on his little plaque. So yeah, that's kind of everything that's happened in the past 2 to 3 months. I'm going to do, as I say, an update on trying to conceive. I'm going to do an update on trying to figure out how I'm going to lose some weight, because I need to lose some weight really before I get pregnant again. I'm going to do one on Charlotte's update because she's almost 2. I cannot believe that. So yeah, and I don't know, just any other videos I can think of. So I guess I will insert some pictures and I'll catch you guys for the next video.